Was nasty to me? Michelle Obama. She was,
The political ecosystem suffered a catastrophic rupture when a former president, operating on pure impulse, unleashed a personal, venomous barrage against the revered figure of Michelle Obama on live television. This was no careless gaffe. It was a deliberate act of spite that instantly backfired. Donald Trump banked on a fleeting media scandal, but instead he gifted Barack Obama the perfect moral high ground.
I always tried to be so nice and respectful. Oh, she opened up a little bit of a box. She opened up a little bit of something. Oh, she was nasty. Ooh.
This is the blow-by-blow forensic analysis of how a single crude word led to an unprecedented implosion that left one administration reeling and the other's legacy enshrined. Trump, sprawling on the bright stage like a conqueror, was fielding softballs. The atmosphere was complacent until the host, perhaps innocently, veered toward the subject of presidential spouses. That was the ignition point. Trump zeroed in, delivering a stinging, unprovoked slight, labeling the former First Lady nasty. The professional veneer of the hosts instantly shattered. The co-host was caught in a moment of paralyzing disbelief. Trump's follow-up laughter was a hollow, discordant sound that died in his throat, and the raw footage, the truth of the awkward silence, was transmitted instantly. The toxic clip became airborne, a digital contagion saturating every screen across America. This felt like a direct assault on black excellence, grace, and the American dream embodied by a working-class woman. The offense was not political, it was profoundly personal. A community leader in Chicago felt the jab intended for every woman of color striving for dignity. A veteran in Texas viewed the attack as an insult to public service itself.
Michelle, you took on a role you didn't ask for, and you made it your own, with grace and with grit and with style and good humor.
This was a moment that didn't just trend, it reverberated through the collective conscious. Across town, the White House was already in absolute crisis mode. Aides were in a feverish, futile scramble to graft a denial, a backtrack, anything to staunch the bleeding. Advisors knew the public's judgment was swift, but Trump, in his typical defiance, dismissed their terror as weakness. Every stakeholder in the media landscape was, however, fixated on the silence of one man, Barack Obama. Do not miss the moment Obama delivers a rebuttal so composed it becomes the greatest political weapon in his arsenal. We thrive on this kind of engagement. Hit that like button and subscribe right now to stay with us. Also, tell us, where are you watching this stunning analysis from? Drop your location in the comments to be part of the community. Obama, at that exact moment, was in a different universe, community development in Chicago. When his staff cautiously presented the footage, his response was viscerally cold, devoid of outward fury. His words were a steel-tipped arrow. Michelle's worth is self-evident. A petty barb is incapable of revising history. Yet he understood the necessity of addressing the public wound. The town hall he was scheduled to attend instantly transformed into a national tribunal. The crowd was hushed, sensing the imminence of true reckoning. When the reporter finally voiced the question, the auditorium's silence was absolute, a massive vacuum of anticipation. Obama paused, a master manipulator of tension, then spoke, his delivery measured, low-key, and ultimately lethal.
Michelle, you took on a role you didn't ask for, and you made it your own, with grace and with grit and with style and good humor.
Michelle has dedicated her life to the elevation of others. When a person of extreme authority targets her character, it serves as a more truthful indictment of their own insecurity than of her standing. The audience gasped. He hadn't shouted a single counter-insult. He had simply used the gravity of truth to crush the chaos. Asked if the comment was simply a lack of decorum, Obama's response ascended to a philosophical plane. We have arrived at an inflection point where some people mistakenly equate notoriety with respectability. That equation is profoundly corrosive. Then he addressed the general public's plane, acknowledging that the insult wasn't just political, but a failure of care. Michelle is an institution unto herself. She requires no defense. But this moment demands we insist on a higher quotient of character from those who lead us. His measured rhetoric instantly recentered the discourse from a scandal to a lesson in leadership. The late-night summary was unanimous. It was a monumental juxtaposition of command. One figure sought power through provocation. The other wielded authority through restraint. The country, weary of the constant noise, found profound resonance in the message that decency is not weakness. It is the ultimate source of strength. The profound lesson remains. Silence delivered with moral clarity cuts infinitely deeper than a shout fueled by malice. The verdict is sealed. Trump's venom backfired, and Obama's response became a masterclass. If you want to know the shocking analytics that show exactly where Trump lost half his audience during his attack, click the link in the description for our exclusive data breakdown. Remember to hit the notification bell to catch our next expose. We love seeing where our audience is from, so make sure you dropped your location in the comments.